A very good day to you. This is Dr. Lanka. It is indeed wonderful to connect with you once again. I want to be talking to you today about 4 steps to dealing with emotional instability. Trying to maintain any form of emotional stability in the face of provocation can be quite challenging. However, I do believe that if you would learn how to follow these 4 steps, it can prevent major issues from arising due to the emotional instability that is prevalent. Today, let's start off with the first one. And when you're caught in a situation that is volatile, it is important for you firstly to arrest your emotions. Remember, you don't have control over someone else's emotions, but you do have control over your own emotions. And therefore, it is imperative that you learn to take charge of your own emotional state. So, number 1, you need to arrest your emotions. And how do you do that? Well, simple. You have to count, and counting, breathing, and talking to yourself can make a major difference to your responses. Emotional reactivity can be minimized, or overreactivity can be minimized by arresting your emotions. So basically what you need to do then is to start to count, and you just go, even if the people are in your face, you need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, whilst you're counting in your mind, you must also breathe. And a breathing technique that works well is that you breathe in and you count to 10 and then you breathe out. So you're counting, so working in conjunction with your counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let out. Now, you don't have to be too conspicuous about the way that you do it. This is all now for your benefit. So you're basically cutting yourself off from all that is happening around you, and you're now turning inward. And by focusing on what is on the inside, you then have that ability to control your reaction. And so emotional reactivity is determined, the extent of the emotional reactivity is determined by how well you arrest your emotions. So we said that you gotta first start to count, breathe with your counting, and then you must talk to yourself, and you need to say to yourself, and of course, you ask yourself the question, is this worth my joy? Is this worth my peace? Will this matter in a week from now? You analyze that, or rather you discuss that within yourself, and by talking to yourself, you then say to yourself, be calm, don't react, don't overreact, stay within your peace zone. And when you do that, you basically take charge then of your reaction, your emotional state. Number 2 would be to analyze the situation. Now, in order to analyze the situation, you have to learn to listen and not listen to respond. You want to listen so that you can have enough information to make a knowledgeable and decisive response to whatever is transpiring. And so when you learn to analyze the situation, you will then basically be drawing in a lot of information as to what is going on right now. This will give you an opportunity to listen to all sides of the story. And when you're analyzing the situation, you must also learn to empathize with the person that is speaking to you, or probably creating the emotional instability, and try to understand the situation from their perspective as well. So analyze the situation. Number 3 would be to categorize the situation. When you categorize the situation, you basically learn to say, this then is not a marriage problem, this is parenting problem, or this probably is a work problem, or this problem is basically not my problem, it is someone else's problem. So you categorize the problem, put it in its respective box, so that you don't be overwhelmed thinking that this is a problem that is affecting all areas of your life, and thereby cause you to be immobilized in other areas and ineffective in what you have to do. So categorize the issue. And of course, number 4 would be to reinstate the balance. And the way that you reinstate the balance is basically, if it is at all possible, to say to the person, I have heard you, I need time to process all that is going on, I understand your perspective, however, I think that it is not necessary for us to remain in tension like this. Let's move on, we will address this at another time. And so you reinstate the balance. And reinstating the balance, you must always remember that we have been given the spirit of love and reconciliation. And with the spirit of love and reconciliation, it is important for us to always remember that any form of discussion or debate must be for the purpose of reconciliation and the presentation and advancement of love. And so when you remember these simple steps, I believe that you will be able to manage emotional instability a lot better. So just to go over this very quickly, we said number 1, arrest your emotions. Remember now, you are not responsible for someone else's emotions. You are responsible for your own emotions. Now, emotional intelligence demands that you not overreact to emotionally charged people. So, emotionally intelligent people handle emotionally charged people well, because they have the ability to not only be emotionally intelligent but emotionally adaptive. And so if you are emotionally adaptive, you are able to adjust to the relevant or the context that you are in at that point in time. So arrest your emotions. Number 2, analyze the situation. And when you analyze the situation, make sure that you don't start to be judgmental about the person, but address the situation at hand. And number 3 would be to categorize the situation or the issue, put it in its respective box. So you're not having misplaced anger, where you are then venting on all of the other family members because you have been upset by a particular person or situation. And number 4, be sure to reinstate the balance. Don't leave it hanging. The Bible does say that you should not go to bed angry, but we ought to reconcile, resolve the issue at best that we can. And resolving the issue doesn't mean that you will always find a solution, but you must agree to disagree. And when that happens, you will be able to reinstate the balance and keep the emotional equilibrium of the whole intact. I hope that this is going to be a help to someone out there. And you can contact me, Dr. Roger Lanka, on 083-2088-101 if you require an appointment for psychotherapy. And of course, not to forget, I am a marriage specialist. And so if you are encountering any difficulties within your marriage, I trust that you will call us. And help is just a phone call away.